Paolo, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me down. Perhaps we should start by explaining kind of where we are and also a little bit about your background.
Yeah, so we are at JLR's site here in Sunbury, southwest London, which is an amazing store here, 5 floors, showing off the brand, and it's an amazing place to work. I've been in the industry over 30 years now, the motor industry, and it's been a pinnacle of my career working here.
I want to talk to you about SV and Okta specifically. I want to talk to you about those clients because you see a lot of them here, right? Being where we are in West London, it's a catchment, a wealthy catchment, but you also got access to the people in the city. So can you describe to me is there an atypical SV and Okta client, or are they all different?
They are all different, really. We're seeing people from different industries. So we see people that work in the financial services industry, for example, and you've got the other end of the spectrum, people that are in social media, influencers, for example. So we do see a variation in our clients, but the most important thing is that we'll offer a service that is suitable for them.
So different industries, different backgrounds, but are there kind of almost universal truths? Are there things that you see that are consistent across those people? If so, what are they?
For some of them, it is the time poor, but not always the case. But the most important thing is that we are the knowledgeable experts with our brands, so we can give them the information they need. It's clear and transparent, and whatever questions they may ask at that time.
So product knowledge, the underpinning knowledge about the vehicles here, you're saying that's key?
Yes, definitely. For some of our clients, they are very into the detail. With a lot of the modern technology in our vehicles, it's making sure that we understand that technology clearly and we're able to answer those questions precisely to those clients.
Okay. And you did mention sort of time poor, kind of cash rich, but not everyone. And I'm sensing here that some of those clients will almost liberate time if it's something they're really kind of interested in. But what things do you do to make their time as efficient as possible?
The most important thing is asking what suits them.
Okay.
And asking the question, because it does vary. Yes, some of our clients are very, very time poor, or we're dealing with their PAs, for example. Others enjoy coming in, so it does vary.
So it's kind of modifying your response to suit them.
Yes.
I'm thinking now about kind of, I say major points within that kind of decision buying process. Test drive, for example, handover. How does that perhaps get modified?
So again, we will ask our clients what suits them. For some, they like the vehicle to be brought to them, and we will offer that service. Others are happy to come in for a test drive, and we'll demonstrate the vehicles with one of our specialists with them. But it's all about asking what is right for them.
Okay. I'm going to use the word money. Okay. These are not inexpensive vehicles. How do you handle the discussions around price?
Well, obviously, we need to be transparent in the pricing of our vehicles, but on many occasions, pricing is not a factor that's important to them, but actually it's more about offering the service they expect and also the product that is right for them.
Okay. So I guess the message there is don't get hung up on the numbers, because for some of these clients, those numbers are academic. They're they're not significant to those kind of clients.
Correct.
Does that present almost challenges? I'm imagining now a sales exec, they bought their first flat or whatever, and it's the same price as this vehicle here. Do they have to kind of switch their mindset when they're talking to those clients?
We do. Obviously, our team are trained to deal with that, and we're used to hearing that. But for the first time, yes. So if you're a new employee to us and you're dealing with these clients, it can be a bit of an eye opener.
Yeah, a bit intimidating.
Yes.
I remember many years ago talking to a client about an audio system and thinking, I think it was about $14,000, in this vehicle, and thinking that's a lot. And then he explained his audio system in his house was well over $100,000, and it was like, okay, he said, I spend more time in my car listening to music than in my house.
Yeah.
And it's those kind of conversations that you remember, right?
You do. I have a client, for example, that spent over £100,000 on curtains for a property.
Curtains?
It's just curtains, yes. Yes.
Okay.
So we are used to that.
Yeah.
What's important with our team is that we do train them and offer role playing with how to look after these clients, because it is sometimes different to somebody else buying one of the other models in our range.
Okay, that makes sense. And we talk about stories within Jaguar Land Rover. I'm guessing that most of these clients aren't going to be wowed by the size of the boot or something like that, or even the PS on some vehicles. It's more about some of the sort of unique details.
Yes.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, and with us asking the right questions and getting the information, the background on that client, we can find out what's important to them and not just feature drop with the brake horsepower of the car or the size of the wheels, because that may not appeal to them. It may be the look, the colour.
But also I'm guessing things like, stories about leather, stories about stitching, those are things that
Yes.
they kind of engage with, right?
Yes, no, 100%. And sometimes we'll talk about, obviously, some of the services that we offer through ourselves or through the factory,
Yeah.
and the options that client has that they may not be aware of.
Clients just placed an order. Fantastic. What happens then? I mean, do you find that a lot of them are very invested in that? And what I mean is they want regular updates, they're on the phone regularly, they want to be kept up to date, or do they tend to go, right, that's done, tick in the box, I'm busy, I'm going to do something else? How do they tend to respond?
It depends on the individual. It's about
Okay.
us asking the question what suits them. On some occasions, we'll be asked to speak to their PA, not them directly, but sometimes they are excited about our product and they want to be involved.
Right.
So it's all about asking them what is right for them. We will signpost the client what happens next after this point, and the regular updates they will receive. But it's all about asking what service will suit them.
And do you have to do anything slightly different? I'm thinking about the accessibility. Do they have your number? Can they get hold of you outside out? I mean, are there other things that you do to make sure you can maintain that relationship at a level they're used to?
So as one of the leaders here within the business, with some of these clients, they have got my mobile number, and I deal with them directly myself. With the rest of the team, generally the contact will come through via email to them or via the telephone system. The most important thing is that we respond to that client in a timely manner, in the time that suits them. On many occasions they are time poor, these people, and so they want to know the answer to their question or their query relatively quickly.
Fantastic. And I'm thinking now handover, an exciting time for most clients. Is it a special time for our SV clients? I'm imagining that maybe they've had multiple vehicles, they might own multiple vehicles. Does that specialness and excitement wear off, or do you find that they are super excited?
In many cases, they're super excited, and what we don't want to offer them is a very generic handover experience. In this amazing site here, we have 3 beautiful handover bays where we can actually play music. But what I expect my team to do is to understand a bit of background of their clients and what interests them. And then we can offer things like a bespoke handover gift that is interest to that person, right, more than just generic.
Okay. Give me a story. Give me a wow story. Share with me without obviously client confidentiality, yes, being breached, but that you're proud of or sums up what this kind of SV Opta relationship is like.
Well, I had a very good client that was referred to us, and I found out he was very much into James Bond. At the time, there was a special edition Defender called the Bond Edition.
Okay.
I mentioned this to him, and he was very keen. I'm a James Bond fan myself as well, so we had a good conversation. Yeah, and that helped us build rapport. We then took to him a special edition Defender, Bond Edition, and he fell in love with it and ended up ordering one. He loved the car so much, he decided that he was also going to order a Range Rover SV product for himself to be chauffeured around in now.
Wow.
And we built up a good relationship.
Yeah.
So it was a great story.
Fantastic. And when you've got those kind of relationships, how much, because trust is a big thing, right? That client obviously trusts you and you obviously like one another and you enjoy doing business. How much referral business do you find as you kind of get into these networks? Does that happen, or do they remain closed?
So, firstly, with the trust thing, some of these individuals, they are high-profile people, and you can tell they're a bit nervous in how much information they want to give you. But as you build that relationship, it builds confidence that they know they're dealing with somebody that's going to look after them and have their interests always forefront of what we're doing. Once we've built that relationship, and I see on many occasions, we start getting calls from other people that maybe know this client. We do see it that they tend to be in this circle of people or friends or business associates, and then we ended up getting referred.
Right. So they're kind of all operating that circle. And
yes,
when they find a trusted partner, they'll share that and say, you should speak to this. Right, okay.
Yeah, and we'll see some medications, we'll get a call from somebody that says, oh, I've seen so-and-so, my friend, he's driving around in a new Range Rover SV. I've never owned Range Rover before, but I love the look of his car. I've been in it, it's amazing. I would like to get one too, please. Can you let me know a bit more information?
And when you have those, which is lovely, right? I mean, when you have those conversations, how much do you think you're kind of selling an SV or an Okta, and how much are you kind of looking after them? I mean, how many of your clients have almost made their mind up already,
Yes,
and they just want to be looked after?
Oh, I see it all the time, and I say it to my team. 80% of what we do is about building relationships. It's not about selling; it's about building relationships. With some of these clients, sometimes they've, as I mentioned a second ago, they've been in their friend's Range Rover SV, and they're already halfway there.
Right.
All they want to be now is looked after
Yeah.
and given the service they expect, and it's a easy job sometimes.
Yeah, a nice job.
Yes.
So why sell SV? Why sell Okta?
Well, for me personally, I don't think there's a better car in the world than a Range Rover SV. The Okta is so different to anything else on the road. It really is. I think we make the best cars in the world. We really do. And I'm very proud to work for the Jaguar Land Rover brand.
Paolo, thank you so much for sharing your
It's a pleasure.
stories and insights, and inviting me down to this fantastic facility. I think it's now time to go and get another coffee.
Great.
very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.